Good morning. My name is Stu Sutton. I had spent 29 years in the banking industry and became the president of a very large community college in the United States for 4 years, followed by 10 years on the faculty as clinical professor of administrative and policy studies at the University of Pittsburgh. I'm pleased to comment this morning from my good colleagues in Kathmandu and Vice Chancellor Tirthraj Khaniya's book, Shifting Paradigms for Higher Education, Balancing Humanism, Scientism, and Academic Capitalism. The author, Vice Chancellor Tirthraj, expounds upon the historical evolution of university education. He articulates a case to reconstruct key elements of public higher education policy and practices. The author reminds us that societal needs change over time, and he causes us to rethink the role of university faculty and leaders. This book questions many aspects of higher education, what it is and how we go about it. And inevitably, this causes us, as the Vice Chancellor states so well, to rethink the value of academic silos and whether they prepare students to function effectively in environments facing such challenges as emergent nationalism, climate change, increasing socio-cultural, religious, and ethnic tensions, political extremism, adverse reactions to globalization, and immigration of millions of people preoccupied by food, health, and personal insecurity. Our author is understandably concerned by the outflow of qualified students from Nepal as they seek university degrees in other countries. Enrollment does offer a quantitative measure of university achievement and quality and affordability. Nepal is not alone. Student enrollment in public and private universities and community colleges in the United States totaled a bit more than 21 million in the year 2010. Fewer than 19 million students were enrolled in 2023. This is a cause for concern. He calls upon university leaders, along with officials who formulate higher education policy, to re-examine their priorities and address challenges stemming from faltering academic and business models. Affordable tuition and societally oriented student learning outcomes do matter. This raises questions about selection criteria applied to the choice of leaders and the ways we prepare them to function proficiently once they're on the job. Tirthraj suggests that societal needs are better served when university graduates are positioned to transition effectively from the classroom to the environments in which they live. This inevitably raises questions about rote-based learning, about the temptation to infuse ideology into the learning process. At the end of the day, there's no greater value that we can offer than to further develop one's capacity, a student's capacity to think and act independently. In this context, respectful discourse of opposing viewpoints on a university campus is an imperative rather than an option. An implicit concern of the author is that much of higher education fails to adapt to changing times while losing sight of societal and student needs. Economic history suggests that profit or product-driven institutions become less relevant over time. One might question whether academic capitalism, as described in the book, is more of a financial expedient than an enabler of a highly functioning business model supportive of student-centric learning and an affordable and accessible education. Shifting paradigms in higher education calls upon university leaders and those responsible for higher education policy and funding to meet challenges collaboratively and effectively. This book's many insights compel readers to think reflectively and responsibly. The author both informs and motivates his readers. This publication comes at a time when the value proposition of higher education and university education is questioned globally by many constituents. My compliments to the author for sharing his invaluable insights. With that, I hope and really that the launch of this book is not only successful, extraordinarily successful. Were I still on the faculty of a graduate school program in higher education, I would make this book mandatory reading. It so far exceeds the more tactically oriented books that even I myself have written some time ago. It's not just a worthy addition. It comes at an extraordinarily important time, and I do hope this book is widely read and circulated and does cause rethinking by those who can influence learning outcomes. Thank you.